Hi guys, welcome back again to Mugglin's YouTube channel. Thank you for your amazing support so far. This really means a lot to us. Thank you guys. And to my returning viewers and my new viewers that are here to subscribe to this channel, please kindly do so, and also hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. And today we'll be learning how to make this beautiful ace Autogele. So I'll be teaching you guys how to take the measurements, how to join, how to sew the frame, and also how to make the frame of this beautiful ace Autogele. I already did a tutorial on how to make the V base, so this tutorial is all about the ace frame. So kindly stay tuned as we get into the tutorial proper. Thank you. So here I have one bundle of stamping gold Autogele. So I'll be cutting out the measurements I'll be using for the frame. So first I'll be cutting out 23, but because I'm not making use of a detachable handle, so I'll be cutting the pieces I'll be using for the handle together with the first layer. So I added 15 inches together with it, so making 15 plus 23 making 38. So I numbered it as number 1, then folded it aside. So I'll be going now to cut out the second piece, which is measurement 25. So I measured it to be 25, so I'll number it as number 2. Then I'll proceed now to cut out the third piece, which is 29. I'll be adding 4 inches extra to the initial piece, which is 25, so making 29. So that will be the third piece, that will be the third step. Then I'll proceed now to cut out the fourth step, which will be measurement 35. Then the last one will be measurement 47. So I'll number it as number 4, 5 for the last two. So here with this is I'm working with 5 steps. So if you want your ace to be more higher, or you want it to be more bigger, you can work with 6 or 7 steps depending on your customer's choice. But for me, I'm working with 5 steps. That was why I have 23, 25, 29, 35 and 47 as my measurements. But if your steps is going to be more than 5 steps, you add the extra 2, or the extra 1 you'll be adding to it will be at the initial 2, like the first and the second step, which you'll be adding 2 extra to your measurements. So it is from the last 3 that you'll be adding 4, 6 and 12. So now that I have my 5 pieces, I'll be going out to my machine to join it together. So to join each pieces together, you'll be joining from the middle. So let me show you how this works. You pick a piece, fold it into 2, then look for the midpoint, then notch at the midpoint. So you pick another piece, fold into 2 equal halves, notch at the midpoint. So you do that for all 5 of them, I mean all the 5 pieces. So after doing that, you now pick a piece starting from the first one. We already numbered it from the measurement that we did earlier on. We already numbered it number 1 to 5. So you now pick a piece, then joining number 1 to number 2 at the middle. You sew downward, you sew upward, but each piece will be joining each other at the middle. You can see where I'm pointing at the middle. So you sew it downward, then upward. That's where you'll be coordinating it together before sewing. Then starting from the number 1, I'm writing the measurements there, and that's the first one. I remember I added my handle together with the first one. That's why my first piece is longer. Instead of 23, that's why I have 38. So there will be no meaning for me attaching an external handle to get to the frame after making. So, and remember again, each piece will be joining each other. Like number 1 will be joining number 2, 2 will be joining 3, 3 will be joining 4, 4 will be joining 5 till the 5th one. That's how you form your frame. So this is what I have after sewing. So now I'll start my pleats. So before you start your pleats, you have to fold into 2 and find the midpoint. You start your pleats from the midpoint, so you hold it to the head of the mannequin, then you start. So you fold in about 1 inch inward first, then you start pleating on top. So I'll be forming about 5 to 6 pleats first before starting my ace on it. So this is the first 5 pleats that I have now. So I'll be hooking it down with a needle to my manicure. I'm making use of a breathable manicure, so my pin can actually penetrate well and hold my pleats very well. So now I'm pinning it down now. So then you're now going now to pleats down at each side. So I'll be picking this side first to complete my pleat. So I'm picking each pleat one after the other, making sure I don't miss out on any pleats till the end of the fabric. So careful how you pick each pleat, making sure all the 6 pleats are picked and well laid till the end of the fabric. But mind you, you'll be stopping at 25 because you know we already cut the handle with the first piece, so we'll be stopping at 25, which is the measurement of the second piece. So that is that for the pleats. So after arranging the pleats carefully, then you stop, you pin down, but this time I'll be making use of a clip to hold the pleats I have gathered so far at the tip. So that is my handle, so I'll be stopping at that point. So now I'll be holding the pleats now with a clip. Then I'll as well make use of a pin to pin down the pleat too as well. So I'll be using a clip to hold it at the tip like that. So then I'll be pinning down too as well. So with this, it is well secured, it will not pull off, neither will it scatter. So now I'll be doing same thing. Remember the rule of Autogele, whatever you do to a side, you must do to the other side. So I'll start forming my ace, starting with a smaller pleat from the side. Then when it gets to the middle, it will be wider. When it gets to the middle, it will be wider. You can see this difference between the initial pleats that I have before forming my ace. It is quite wide, so going down to the other side, it will become slimmer again, like the 1 inch space inches that we are using for is what we are going to use at each side. But when it gets to the middle, it will be wider. So let me form the second one now, and let's see how it's going to come. So at that side, it will be slimmer, like I said earlier. It will be slimmer, like 1 inch difference. Then getting to the middle, it will be like 3 or 4 inches wide. That is how your ace will come out well. So you pin down at that side to hold it down to secure it properly. Then at the middle, it will be very wide. So when you get to the other side again, it will become slimmer. Remember, what you do to the side is what you do to the other side. So at each side, it will be slimmer, like you maintain the normal 1 inch space that you are giving for each pleat. But when you get to the middle, it will be very wide, depending on how you want your ace to be. So I'll be doing that for each pleat of the ace till the end of the fabric when I get to the last pleat. So each side, at the side, it will be slimmer, but as you are doing that, you'll be holding it down with the clip as well to hold it down, to secure it for the meantime till you are done with the forming of your ace. So you'll be holding each side, each pleat with the clip, joining the pleat you have so far on the side. So but when you get to the middle, it will be very wide. Reason why we are doing that is because you still get to see it, because we still have enough space left at the side. That side is what we'll be using for the pleat, the side of the ace. So when you get there, you will get to see. So this is what we'll be doing for to form each pleat of the ace. When you get to the middle, it will be wide. At each side, it will be very slim, it will be slimmer. So that's what I'll be doing till the end of the fabric at the length. So just carefully watch how I'm picking each pleat at each side, and getting to the middle is becoming wider, then at the other side it will become slimmer. So just carefully watch how I'm doing it, then you get a glimpse of what I'm trying to explain. So you can see now that my ace is acing already. I don't want to fast forward this part because I want us to have an in-depth knowledge of how this ace is being formed. That's why I'm not fast forward. That's why I'm not fasting this part. So I'm showing you the steps, like the genuine steps that is involved in making a perfect ace autogele. So just keep watching. So now this round will be the last pleat for my ace. So I'm at the last pleat, so you have to be very, very careful so that the ace you formed so far will not fall off. So now I'll be pleating. I'll be picking my pleat, the tiny one at the side, then getting to the last part getting to the middle, which will be the last pleat for my ace. No, I think this is still the second to the last. Okay, yeah, this is the second to the last. So you can see my cone, like the cone of the ace is forming already. That is the beauty of this particular autogele style. So this is the last pleat to form my ace. Yeah, so I'll still be holding down with a clip, then at the side it will be slimmer, then getting to the middle where I'll be forming the last pleat to be very wide. Then voila, my ace autogele is ready. Not like ready, but at the same time I'm done forming my pleats. So now you just have to be very careful so that what you've done so far will not fall off. Yes, carefully pick each pleat. As you are picking the last pleat, you still have to maintain the height of those you've formed so far. So this is what I have after picking each pleat for my ace. You can see the cone, you can see the height. So I guess this height is quite wide enough for a beautiful autogele. So now I'll make sure I'm arranging the pleats are well arranged and they are all in position. You can see the fabric that is left at the side. That's what I'll be using to form the fan. Like I said earlier, I'll be having leftover material at the side, so I'll be using it to form a fan at the side. So this is what I'm doing now, forming my fan at the side. So depending on how tiny or how wide you want it to be, so just pick it one after the other slantly, so it can come out as a fan at the side. So after which you will hold it now. After arranging it very well at the side, you now hold it down to the back of the mannequin, like you'll be forming a cuff down to the back of the mannequin. Then you secure with your needle and thread. You secure it down permanently with your needle and thread so that the fan you formed so far does not fall off. So you secure it now with your needle and thread. So after doing that, you arrange with your hand, making sure all the pleats are in proper position. So now you go in with your needle and thread again to secure the pleats of the fan. So now you go in and tack the fan invisibly at the back, from the back, So you pick it one after the other, then you stitch together a light stitch. So you run it through. So you run it through like that, then you arrange all the places that needs to be arranged. Then voila, you are done with it. So you go ahead now to do the same thing to the second side. Like we all know, what you do to a side, you must do to the other side. So now I'm going in now, doing the same thing I did to the first side, I'm doing it to the other side now. So both sides can be proportionally arranged and both looking alike. So then you are good to go. So now the next thing is now to run a stitch through the first 6 pleats we made initially before forming the ace pleat on top. So you run a stitch at the side. So you run your needle and thread through from that side down to the initial first 6 pleats that we did, so you can secure all the pleats together to the side fan that it is on the ace. So now everything will now be well secured all together. So after doing that, you do that same thing to the other side as well. Then trust me guys, your Autogele is permanently secured. So it's time to move the frame to the base and attach permanently. I already have the tutorial now to make the V base on my channel. You can check channel for the detailed tutorial. So here is my frame. I'm moving it now to the base. So careful how you attach it to each other. So by making sure you are placing it from the middle and making sure the sides are well curved when placing it. It is slantly placed at the side. Then you come to the back, then tie. Just see how I'm tying. I'm making a knot at the back. So this is what we have. Our Autogele is finally ready. Yeah. See how beautiful this is looking. See how stylish this is. Trust me guys, you can never go wrong with an ace Autogele. So the next is just now to attach, to sew round, to sew the base and the frame round. I have a tutorial as well on that on my channel. I'll put the link at the description box. So guys, that will be all on this beautiful ace Autogele. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. If you do, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and please guys, subscribe to my channel please, and share this video also with your family and friends so they can get learn from this beautiful tutorial. See you all in my next video. Bye bye.